I modded Halo 2 so every enemy is a hunter. Then I put it on Legendary and turned on some modifiers to make it harder. Let's see how hard this one is. To be honest, it starts off pretty rough. I remember from my Halo 3 version of this challenge that the hardest parts are hallways that have a bunch of them inside. So, it's a good thing that the very first obstacle you run into in Halo 2 is a hallway with a bunch of them inside. I try a few times to lure some out and then make a run for it down the hallway, but it's difficult when any of them can kill me in one hit with a melee. Eventually, I just somehow make it through. Solving little movement puzzles like this is why I like the all-hunter runs so much. It's so satisfying when you finally find the path through. It's not too long and we make it to the first hangar. Here, you'll definitely notice if you haven't already that I have infinite ammo in this challenge. In any challenge I do where I replace the enemy with one that drops no ammo, I give myself infinite ammo so I can stand any chance. This is still tough, but it's not impossible like it would be if I had to punch every enemy in this hangar to death. It's also entirely possible to die when it takes over a dozen grenades to kill one of these buffed up hunters, and there are 7 of them in the room, all with AI that is good enough to find a line of sight on me in seconds. There is no hesitation or lack of focus allowed in these sections. If you dodge in the wrong direction once, you are back to the start and you need to kill all 25 hunters again without a checkpoint. I make my way out of the first hangar, and other than having to finish off the specially trained turret hunters, the next hangar is much of the same, which is to say, killing 30 hunters without dying. After running through this hallway that has hunters so strong that they punch me into space, I make it to the very easy first outer space section, which took me one try, and then onto the cargo elevator. These hunters here want me dead so much that this one single-handedly started pulling up the elevator so his friends can get to me. I clear them out and the final room with the bomb with no issue. The second half of this level was very easy compared to the first with the 2 hangars. Anyway, on to the second one. But there's not much to show in this level because you can jump over the first half and the second half is a vehicle section, which is very easy. There is one thing to note though. Apparently I can do this? I don't know, don't ask me how that happened, I have no clue. Anyway, I beat this one without dying, and in 7 minutes. Most of the third level is similarly easy because it's very vehicle-centric. I do have this one fun clip you're seeing right now though. Having rockets easily carries me until the end of the level, where it's time to board a Scarab. This is usually a tough section, no, I beat it in 2 minutes. Okay, next level. The first section here isn't too bad because you have a lot of space and have active camo. They do almost catch up to me at the elevator though. When I get to the bottom, I'm not sure what this guy here was up to, but we keep going. After opening the door and clearing out the hangar, it's time for my favorite part of every Halo 2 challenge. Killing the enemies that spawn in these tubes! I love throwing grenades up in these holes for 5 minutes every attempt I make at this room! I love when I think I have the room cleared, but a random door opens up and the hunter that's inside kills me as I'm spamming grenades. And I actually love how goddamn fun it is to dodge these hunters. Anyway, let's keep going. Whoa, look at these guys. They're strutting. Whoa. That was a close one. Now, this was definitely the level where I started to see the hunters more as people than as enemies. Like, look, these guys just started letting me go right by. And this guy was opening up to me. He was telling me all about a rough time he's going through. He was a little sensitive, though, still. Even Tall Hunter was chill. Yep, this was another easy level. No way I get soft locked by some hunters killing a Banshee that the scripted NPC needs. So, turns out that this level depends on this guy flying away. and if his Banshee moves an inch, I can't beat the level. So, I do what any sane person would do, and I spend 20 minutes trying to slowly get him out of this corner and push him off the edge to see if killing him does anything. This tiny little lip around the edge stops me for a bit, but the millionth grenade does the trick. Now, in the lore, if I pulled this move, I would be done this level, and the next, because our goal in these levels is just to kill this guy. But, big surprise, I'm still soft-locked. I also got a checkpoint right after this, so I almost needed to restart the whole level. But Halo 2 has a system where if you die a lot very quickly, it puts you one checkpoint even further back. So by jumping out of my Banshee a bunch, I'm able to go back to before the Banshees were destroyed, and now it's just a case of running into this room over and over, hoping that they somehow don't hit the Banshee immediately. Eventually, I learn that my carbine goes through the window, so I am able to distract the hunters, and finally, I have successfully saved the villain's life, and can continue the level. Now I just need to wait for this door to open. Damn it. A few more tries, and I eventually get one where he makes it in, and I make it out to a non-destroyed Banshee, do a little cleanup, and I'm on to the next level. In previous Halo 2 videos, this level has been the hardest one, and by a fair margin. This time, and I have no idea why, it's really not that bad. Maybe I'm just used to it. Cleaning up the first room is a bit annoying, because the flood that the hunters are replacing spawn in weird spots, but it's not too bad to just hunt them down and kill them. Then, I have so much free time on the elevator that I start cleaning up the bodies just for fun. All of the hunters were just stuck in weird spots like this, or just fell to their deaths immediately. I did manage to clean up every body off the elevator before I reached the bottom. No achievement for it, though. I do think I might deserve a like and subscribe, though, if you know what I mean. Yeah, high five. Alright. Hey, actually, on that subject, I'm announcing that next weekend I'm going to be doing a stream to celebrate hitting 10,000 subscribers. I'm going to be doing viewer-requested mod ideas. I've made single levels out of some of your suggestions, and we're going to see how hard and how fun some of them are. If you have any ideas that you'd like me to do for the stream, make sure to leave a comment with your idea and I might include it. The stream is planned for Saturday, December 14th at 7 PM Eastern. I'd love to see you there. Anyway, back to the run now. It's time for the room that I am never looking forward to. This room consists of 3 waves of over a dozen enemies each, and the spawns are all over the place, coming out the doors, mostly above you, and it's just... you're surrounded the whole time. You do get checkpoints, but they are only between each big wave. In my other Halo 2 challenges, this room took me about 4 to 6 hours. This time, though, I remembered where each spawn waves come from, and how many enemies I needed to kill to trigger the next wave. I have dozens of hours of dodging hunters under my belt between this and the Halo 3 run, so I was basically like Neo in the Matrix. For an hour, as I made my way through this room, I felt like the best gamer in the world. Nothing could hit me, and continuing on in the level, nothing else would either. I have achieved an enlightened state. As I made my way up the level, I only had one thing that almost broke my focus. The elevator came down right on my head. That would have been bad. The only thing that was tough in the later part of the level was when returning up these hallways. Jumping over all of the hunters on the way down is easy, but going up is much harder. Nothing I haven't done before though, so I make it up and the boss fight is just normal because it breaks the level if I replace it, so wasn't that bad, and let's move on to the next level. This level has 2 big skips back to back, so I really have nothing to say here. I don't even think I need to kill a single enemy. Let's keep going. Now, I had a whole section prepared here about how the scripting for this level broke and everything I did to try to fix it, but I'll just summarize it quickly because I don't want to waste 5 of your minutes. I spent 2 hours trying to get the Pelican at the very start of the level to even just show up. I tried a bunch of different stupid ideas, and in the end, it worked one time, and I have no idea why. Eventually, when the scripting does work, I get onto the gondola and I continue the level, and as I wait, I terrorize the local wildlife. I have 2 sniper marines with me here, and they're genuinely useful for this next room. Not even just as bait either, like the Marines usually are. These guys get a few kills. Then, moving on into the underwater section, this hallway here is the exact kind of stuff that I love navigating through in this challenge. It's so much fun to weave and dodge and not get hit. I get back to the surface and run into a new breed of hunters. And you may think that the Regret boss fight would be very difficult, but as long as you stay away from all of the hunters, obviously, and you don't get greedy with attacks on Regret when they're close, and you also only move perpendicular to any hunter that sees you, you're gonna win, very easily. Now that level's done, and we're back to playing as the Arbiter. I get through the first part of this level without dying. The mini-boss fight with the Enforcer is really easy when it just falls into a pit right at the start. After the gondola ride, it's time for some actually difficult hallways. Like, look at this one. Even with camo, that's hard. Now, I know I could just grenade all of the hunters, but I mean, that's lame. I like trying to find a way through. Just grenading them all doesn't feel like it's in the spirit of the challenge, unless I'm forced to open up a door in a room or something. Now, eventually, I make my way through, but that's not the end of it. This section here is supposed to have factions fighting against each other, but instead, now they're all hunters, and they all want to kill me. I would say that each checkpoint in this level took me about 15 minutes to get. I wasn't hard stuck on any of them, but no hallway in this level was a pushover where I did it in one attempt. Then, I get to the final section of the level, and I can't even get a foothold outside. There are so many of them immediately trained on me, and they quickly rush me and make me unable to hide or stay still at all. After numerous attempts, I finally clear out this first area, and I make my way into the final arena. I now get to deal with another one of my favorite parts of Halo 2 challenges, tracking down all the hunters that spawned up on the cliffs, but don't jump down. It always takes at least a few loops because they continuously spawn during the encounter. It's so much fun. Once I clear them all, I take a breather, and I let the invincible NPC down there kill the rest for me. Look at him down there. He's doing the real challenge run. It's like a Dark Souls boss fight down there. Once he clears them out, I do one more loop around, and weirdly the level ends as I'm way out of bounds and in the middle of killing a hunter. I don't care though, we keep going. Okay, in the past, I've skipped by this level completely because it's basically all vehicle sections. I'm gonna skip by most of it, but this time I need to speak up. This tank down this tunnel is a menace. I beat my head against this tank for like half an hour to an hour every time, and I just need to bring it up. This guy sucks. Anyway, the rest of this level is baby easy compared to that, so next one. Okay, here's the big one. I need to spend all of my time for this level talking about this prison section halfway through the level. Let me paint you a picture here. Before I can even start the prison section, I need to survive the elevator down. But before I can even get down the elevator, I need to survive this whole run you see here sped up. Now, if I survive that, near the bottom of the elevator, I get a checkpoint, and I think that things are going to be okay. They are not. Two hunters at the bottom are always aggro on me, and will kill me before my feet touch the floor. I can die without being able to do anything about it. In fact, that will probably happen about 90% of the time. If that happens too many times in a row, like I mentioned earlier, I lose the checkpoint, and I go back and need to do the run to the elevator all over again. If, by some miracle, I do survive long enough to gain control, I have to immediately jump down to the bottom floor or I will be surrounded and overwhelmed. Now, the real pain starts. Once I'm down here, every hunter in the room will decide to do one of two things. They either find an angle to snipe me at from across and above, killing me instantly if I'm not paying attention to them, or they go down the lifts and charge at me in a big group. I need to be locked in for this. I now need to fend off all of the hunters chasing me while being shot from everywhere else in the room. Even if I am dodging perfectly and spamming grenades, the huge group will make ground on me. I need to strategically grenade just in front of them to slow them down. Not playing this perfectly means that they will pin me against the back wall and kill me before I get all of them. Also, again, losing track of any of the about 6 of them that are shooting me at every angle from above will get me killed instantly. And if you forgot, if I die here, I go back to the checkpoint halfway down the elevator, where I will then get killed before I have control 5 times in a row, and go back to the hallway before the prison entirely. Once I finally get an attempt where I get down the hallway, survive the elevator, make the jump down, and perfectly kill a dozen hunters barreling towards me while being sniped from above, my reward is a checkpoint. And the safety of not going back up the elevator again. Amazing. So after all of that, I have now entered the hard part. Now, another wave comes down from above, and I need to do the exact same thing again. Hold my ground again, and outsnipe the ones staying above me. Now, I need to go and fend off the hunters coming from the first prison cell block, while another wave comes down the elevator to snipe and flank me again. I died so many times in this section that I got the rare Mario death sound. Then, I need to fend off another 15 or 20 while on the bottom floor, and then you need to get into the second prison cell block. I just rapid-fired past 4 checkpoints that all took me over half an hour to get, so I want to stress again how difficult it is to survive in this room. I can't hide in a corner, or they will realize they can't get a line of sight on me, and every single one of them will rush me down at once. I cannot do that. I can't snipe the other ones above me until I've cleared the ones on my floor, and I can't fully focus on killing the ones on my floor because the ones above me are sniping me. There is no bulletproof strategy, and the AI is smart enough to give me no time to breathe. Now, each of these checkpoints so far has been roughly the same thing. Take down the 8 to 15 coming right at you, while 4 to 8 of them snipe at you from above. Now, imagine having to do 3 of those checkpoints in a row without dying. That is what this last section is. It took me 2 hours to do. I'm not going to go into detail about everything I had to do, just know it was extremely hard. Then when I beat it, I had the worst realization yet. I did not get a checkpoint after clearing out those 3 waves. The prison was empty, I walked everywhere I could in the prison to try to force one, but I couldn't get a checkpoint. So, I sucked it up and I went up the elevator. Got to the top? No checkpoint. The door opens with enemies? No checkpoint. I swear something broke on the scripting on this attempt. There is no way I shouldn't have gotten a checkpoint by now. But, that doesn't matter. There's only one choice I can make here. To play the best damn Halo of my entire life. I somehow clear it out on my first try, and get a checkpoint. Now, nothing else in this level can live up to that section, so even though there's a lot of stuff to talk about in the rest of this level, we're gonna move on to the next one. Okay, so this level has a skip. So instead of talking about this level, I'm gonna keep talking about the last level, actually. Look at how goddamn long this run to the last room is if you don't kill everything for checkpoints. You start in this room, and you have to dodge a couple of them. Then, you need to do a hallway, which is not too bad, and then there's this room. You have to get to the upper floor, activate this door, and then hide and survive while they all come in. Then, you rush through the door, and slalom your way down this whole bridge, and then, finally, you are into the final room, where this is normally a civil war going on, and all the enemies are fighting each other, but, because they're all hunters, now all the enemies from both factions are against me. That also makes all of these outdoor sections earlier much harder. Seriously, you could take the prison section out of Gravemind and it would still be the hardest level in the run by a mile. But, including the prison section, puts it up there with the hardest levels in any of my challenges. But I gotta say, it was a real fun one, if I'm being honest. Locking in and finally getting the checkpoints is an amazing feeling. I highly recommend trying to beat this level if you download the mod. It will give you the most fun challenge, and give you everything that this run kind of encapsulates. I really recommend trying it. Anyway, as I said, there's a skip in this level, so there's nothing to go over. We'll go on to the next one. I mean, I may as well admit that nothing else is gonna happen in this run. The second last level here is just a bunch of hallways, and then the room near the end has these collapsing pillars, which did make each attempt a little different. It's kinda fun. But it only took me 25 minutes to beat this level, so we'll go on to the last level. And this level did take me a bit longer, around an hour, mostly because of the indoor section in the middle. There were some really fun hallways to dodge through. Using camo is always fun. The final boss really was just a cakewalk by using the higher up platforms. It wasn't too long, and I had Tartarus down to complete the challenge. This run was extremely fun. Maybe the most fun one to actually play that I've made. It's close between this one and Grapple Shot Only Halo Infinite. That one was really fun too. I highly recommend giving this one a shot if it interests you. The mod is up on Nexus Mods and on the Steam Workshop. Link is in the description. I also want to thank everyone who helped me get to 10,000 subscribers. Even just watching the videos helps out a ton. I hope to see some of you at the celebration stream next Saturday, the 14th. And also, remember, I'm doing viewer-requested mods, so leave a comment below if you have an idea that you'd like me to try on stream. Thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have an amazing day.